Daddy, when are we going to live with you and Michelle? How much does he want for the van? What is your English level? This is a story for those who are interested in learning English. We're going to read The Backpack by Jennifer Degenhardt. Jennifer Degenhardt. Chapter 1. Oscar. My name is Oscar Rodriguez. I am 30 years old. I am not tall, but I am not short. I am not fat either, but I am really strong. I have brown eyes and black hair. I live in Dodge City, Kansas. Originally, I am from Medellin, Colombia. Do we have anyone from Colombia? Now, I live in the United States because there are more economic opportunities here. In Medellin, is that the correct pronunciation? I have a big family. My parents, my 2 brothers, and my sister. My mother's name is Lupe, and my father's name is Roman. My mom is 50 years old, and my dad is 55. My brothers' names are Carlos and Javier. They are 22 and 18 years old. My sister's name is Katarina, and she's 15. Now, I live in Dodge City with my 2 cousins. My cousins are the sons of my uncle Roberto. He is my father's brother. My 2 cousins and I have a painting company. We paint houses. The company is called Rodriguez Painting. We paint a lot of houses in the town and nearby. It's a good business. My cousins are also from Medellin. Miguel is the younger one. He is 24 years old. He is short, so he is responsible for painting the lower part of the houses. My other cousin is older. His name is Luis, and he is 31 years old. He is the tallest one, so he paints those parts of the houses, like the higher parts. You can check out my YouTube channel, the English Zone channel on YouTube. I will be putting all the parts of this book on YouTube. This is beginner English. I am the owner of the company. Owner. What's the meaning of owner? Owner. So I am in charge of the contracts, but I paint too. When I am not working, I like to watch soccer and cycling. Sports are very popular in Colombia. Is anyone from Colombia? I play soccer on Sundays with my cousins and other guys. I also watch a lot of soccer on TV. I don't have a bike in the United States, but I do like to watch cycling races on TV. I like living in the United States, but I also love Colombia. The 2 countries are different. Where do you guys live? The Backpack by Jennifer Degenhardt. It's a really good story for beginner learners. One of the best ways to learn English is reading stories that are interesting. And this story is very interesting. Okay, now we're going to chapter 2. So you see, chapter 1 is what? Oscar. Chapter 2 is Michelle. As we continue reading the story, we're going to learn who's Michelle and who's Oscar. It's a very interesting story. My name is Michelle and I am 34 years old. I have blonde hair and green eyes. I am short, but I am really strong. I like to go to the gym. I don't live with my parents or my sister. They live in Reno, Nevada. My whole family lives in Reno. I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. in the United States. I live there with my husband, Marcos. He is 40 years old and he is originally from Mexico. Marcos works as a manager of a Mexican restaurant in Las Cruces. Marcos likes food a lot and he likes to cook. Do you guys like to cook? I also work. I work for FedEx. I transport packages and letters from Las Cruces to many different parts of New Mexico and other states too. I like to drive because I get to listen to music and audiobooks. What do you guys listen to when you drive? I don't have children, but Marcos has 2 daughters from his first marriage. They live in Ascension in the state of Chihuahua, Mexico with Marcos' mother. The older daughter is 13 years old and the younger daughter is 11. The girls want to come live in the United States with us. They want to go to school in Las Cruces. I like my life with Marcos, and I like to visit Ascension, but I want to live as a family with my husband and his daughters. I don't like to cook, but I like to eat a lot. Then I think the best solution is you need to learn how to cook your favorite food so that you can eat a lot of it. Chapter 3, Oscar. Dodge City is not very big with 27,000 people, more or less. But I love living here. The people in Kansas are very nice and they work very hard. The main industry here is meat packing. What is meat packing? Meat packing is where animals are killed and their meat is prepared to be sold. Not killed, more like slaughtered. Slaughter. That's the correct word. Slaughter. There are many places in town. Supermarkets, pharmacies, museums, a library, and many schools. And every summer there's a festival. There isn't a lot of action in Dodge City. But I like it. You see how we pronounce these 2 words together? You don't say, but I like it. You say, but I. But I like it. But I like it. But I like it. My cousins and I, this is another pronunciation tip. When you have and I, don't say my cousins and I. No. My cousins and I. My cousins and I live in a gray house. My cousins and I live in a gray house. Again, another one. In a. You don't say in a gray house. These are tips for those who want to speak more naturally. It's not a modern house. It's not a modern house. It's not a modern house. It's an old house with 3 bedrooms. There's also a garage for the van. The rent is cheap. That's good. Is your rent cheap? Or do you own a house? We have 1 van for work. In the van, we have all of the materials we need to paint. We paint 6 days a week. We work every day except for Sundays. On Sundays, we relax. Relax. Do you guys relax on Sundays? Or do you relax on Fridays? What days do you relax? Okay, the correct pronunciation is relax. Relax. Every morning, my cousins and I go to a restaurant for coffee. The restaurant is called Wyatt Herb Coffee. Wyatt Herb Coffee. In the restaurant, we always talk with our friend Charlie. Charlie works in the restaurant. Buenos días, mis amigos, Charlie says in Spanish. Hello, Charlie, I say. How are you? Estoy bien, gracias. Charlie says, smiling. Charlie likes to practice speaking Spanish. Do you guys like to practice speaking Spanish? Charlie serves us 3 coffees. Here you go. Here you go. When you bring something to someone and you give it to them, you say, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. That's the meaning. Thank you, Charlie, I say. Oscar, do you need another van for work? Charlie asks. Yeah, we have a lot of houses to paint and only one van, I tell him. Charlie says, my brother has a van that he wants to sell. Oh, really? For how much? Where is it? I'd love to see it, I tell Charlie. The problem is that he lives in San Antonio, Texas, Charlie says. How much does he want for the van? How much does he want for the van? He's selling it for only $1,000, Charlie says. Oh, that's a great price. And we need another van. You need to go to San Antonio. Is that possible? Yeah, I'll go in a couple days. On Thursday. Thank you, Charlie. No problem, says Charlie. I talk with Luis and Miguel about the trip to San Antonio. I will go on the bus, I tell them. You guys will need to work, and when I return, we will have another van. We're happy. We have a lot of work, but we need another van. This is a great plan. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a great plan? Chapter 4, Michelle. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, innit? No, let me pronounce it correctly. It's Tuesday, and I need to drive to San Antonio. It's an 8-hour long trip. You can also say, it's an 8-hour drive. It's an 8-hour drive. I need to bring some special packages to El Alamo in San Antonio. El Alamo is an important place with a lot of Texas history. In the past, Texas was a part of Mexico. Did you guys know that? Did you know that Texas was a part of Mexico? Comment yes if you knew. Comment no if you didn't know. But the people wanted their independence. There was a big battle in El Alamo in 1836. That battle was really important for the Texans, the people from Texas. Now El Alamo is a national park. Many people visit the park to see the mission. What's a mission? Mission, a religious camp or outpost established by the Spaniards following the conquest. That's the meaning, one meaning of the mission. The mission has a museum, a chapel, and a store. It's a very popular place for tourists in San Antonio. Have you ever been to San Antonio before? That morning, Marcos and I prepare to go to work. Marcos, I need to go to San Antonio today. I'll be back tomorrow, I tell him. Okay, Michelle. Do you have a good book to listen to? He asks me. I do. Are you going to talk with Daisy and Laura tonight? I ask him. Yes, and with my mom. I need to talk to her about the documents. That's good, Marcos. Good luck. See you tomorrow. I give my husband a kiss, and I leave for San Antonio. My husband, Marcos, is a good person. He works in a restaurant. He uses the money from his job for his daughters, and his mother in Ascension. Do we have anyone from Mexico? Marcos and I visit his family a lot. The trip is only 2.5 hours, so it's not a difficult trip, but it's hard when we return to New Mexico. His kids, Daisy and Laura, want to go back with us, but that's not possible. This is a typical conversation we have when we leave Ascension in Mexico. Daddy, when are we going to live with you and Michelle? Asked Laura, the older one. Yeah, Daddy, we want to live with you guys. Soon, girls, soon. It's a difficult situation for Marcos and me. We want to live as a family in the same house. But of course, it's a difficult thing to do. Very difficult. The name of the book is The Backpack. The Backpack by Jennifer Degenhardt. You can find it on Amazon, and you can buy it for I think $10. I highly recommend it. If you are a beginner, I have a lot of lessons on YouTube for beginner English. This is beginner English. This is the end of today's video for the story, The Backpack by Jennifer Degenhardt, Chapter 1 through Chapter 5. We will continue next time on Chapter 5. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you soon.